Hello and welcome to Orion Today. I am Joe Johnson, and once again I am joined by
Tracy Woodrum. It's great to be here.
Thanks for coming back. You could have been outside enjoying a beautiful day today, but
Well, I got to enjoy it this morning. I'll be back out again this afternoon, so it's always fun to be here with everyone.
How's your summer going along so far? We're flying through it. It's hard to believe we're halfway through July.
I know. That's exactly what's happening. Once again, summer is flying by. You know, my girls will be going back to school now in less than a month, and then my son in about a month and a half. So yeah, we're just trying to soak it all up, and we play some pickleball and hang out. We got our family pictures taken the other day. So yeah, local photographer, Vincent Martacci.
Oh,
so,
I've heard of him. Yeah,
he's volunteered here before. So so he took
That's awesome.
took our annual family photo for us this year.
That's great. Yeah, you go into stores now and you're seeing the back to school sales and things like that. And I wonder how kids react when you take them into a store and they see that. Like, do they get excited about it, or they're like, no, slow down?
Well, I have always, and I still get excited because anybody who knows me knows I love like pens, especially different colors, and notebooks. I mean, I can't get enough of them. So
when I was younger, for me, it was kind of exciting. I looked forward to going back to school.
Yeah, it is nice, but sometimes they put it all out a little too soon. It's like, just wait till the end of August when we're like, okay, ready to get into that mode. But I should say hello because my son is at home today, and I believe he's watching. So hi, Colby. So
awesome. Yeah, you know, my rule of thumb is it seems like when 4th of July comes and goes, that's when summer like starts to accelerate and fly by.
Yeah.
And even though it was a couple of weeks ago, we had our big 4th of July celebration here in Lake Orion.
Yeah.
Things kicked off with Flare Night, which is a long time Lake Orion tradition. And I went out on Friday night to shoot some video, and I really get a kick out of it. It's really beautiful to see so many boats on the lake. And right around 10 o'clock, you see people that live around Lake Orion come out and start lighting up the flares on their property. I'm told this is a tradition that goes back to World War II, where people celebrated the end of World War II. And now it's something that Lakeside residents do every year, just before the 4th of July fireworks. And there's the pedal pub. I just happened to catch the pedal pub going by, which was full and a lot of people having fun. And so it's quite the spectacle to see on the lake. Then on Saturday, the very next day, you could see people starting to line up along M24 there. Usually the PNC Bank has a really nice front row seat for everybody, so they were lining up early. Greens Park was just packed, just full of families waiting for the kickoff. They started the fireworks just a little early because there was a threat of rain.
Yes.
And I kept looking at the weather app on my phone, and all of a sudden, about 7 minutes before 10, I saw the first one go off, so I hit record on the camera and started recording.
They really did time that perfectly.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they started it early, because as soon as the show wrapped up, the rain started coming. So.
Yeah, there's the part of the big finale there, and I had to cover my camera with my hat because the rain started as the finale was going, and then I had to make the long trek back to my car. But once again, the fireworks show was spectacular.
It was.
I believe this was the first year where there wasn't 2 fireworks shows.
Right. They combined the Jubilee fireworks and the Lake Orion fireworks this year.
Yeah,
so,
and unfortunately, I don't know if I mentioned this on the last show, but on the weekend of Jubilee, I saw families lining up on M24 waiting for fireworks that weekend. And I mentioned it to the police department and said, you got families lining up on M24. And so they went out and had to tell them, no, there's no fireworks that weekend.
It's probably because especially at Jubilee, I feel like we get a lot of people in from other cities that come for those fireworks, so they probably just didn't know. But it was a great show. We were lucky. So my daughter, one of her jobs, she works at Oat Soda, and so they do a little private, because they're right across from the lake there, private viewing for employees and families. So got the invite again this year for a nice prime spot. So it was beautiful.
It's awesome. I guess there's a new organization, like Orion Fireworks Foundation, that raises funds for the fireworks show, and they did a great job this year. And I believe that was Ace Pyro who puts the barge out on the lake and launches them from the middle of the lake. So
they did a great job.
Yeah,
It was
a
very, very good show.
So now summer's in high gear, and there's all kinds of events and things that are going to be happening over the next several weeks that we want to talk about, kind of help promote. Coming up soon, a little over a week away, is Tommy Stock. Are you familiar with Tommy Stock?
I am, yes.
So I guess I just recently did some renovations over at Camp Agawam that I haven't seen yet, but I'll be able to see them when I go over to Tommy Stock. But as you can see, starting on Friday, July 28th, there's going to be bands playing at the Fire Bowl there at Camp Agawam. There's a tiki bar where they have people playing music. I think they even have karaoke occasionally. And you get beach access, so you can come and swim if you want to. And I believe that beach area is where they really did some renovations this year. And really, that's what Tommy Stock is all about. Is it raises money to help keep Camp Agawam and the beach area pristine and going for Lake Orion residents.
And it's another fun event. That's one thing that we don't lack in Lake Orion is the music and live events, and I love that. There's always something to go and be a part of.
Yeah, you can't complain that you're bored here in Lake Orion, because there's always something to do throughout the week, multiple concerts. And so Tommy Stock is a really great fundraiser. The last day of Tommy Stock, it runs Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The last day is an event. I hope the censors don't bleep me on here. It's called the Boobs, Tubes, and Dudes event. And it's basically a fundraiser for breast cancer awareness and treatment and research and all that. And Matt Pfeiffer usually heads that up, and they do a really great job. You'll see guys throughout the community wearing pink. And I just saw Township Supervisor Chris Barnett the other day. He had a pink ribbon on. And so, yeah, they go all out to raise money for a great cause. And so that final day of Tommy Stock on Sunday is everyone will be wearing pink, and
and
they'll
floating.
have floaties on the water and the big chair and all that.
So hopefully we'll have great weather for it this
year.
Yeah,
let's hope so. And I'll be there with our camera. Another thing coming up, this will be the following week, I believe, after that. This is something I look forward to, the Big Rig Gig. If you go to the Friendship Park on Baldwin and Clarkston Road, Orion Township invites these monster trucks from construction and police and fire and local businesses. There's a school bus, and it's a free event for the community. Bring your children out, and you get to climb inside and toot the horns of all these amazing rigs parked throughout the grounds there. There's something special they're going to be doing this year. We're going to have a guest come on in a little bit that's going to talk about that. And if the weather cooperates, you're going to see some amazing video coming up here in a second. Sometimes they get a hot air balloon on the grounds of Friendship Park. And also, if the weather cooperates, sometimes you'll see a helicopter land in the park. Sometimes it's like a U of M emergency helicopter. I think they've Oakland County Sheriff's Office have brought a helicopter in the past. But it's a really great event for families. There's the helicopter. It lands right there on the grounds, and then once the blades stop rotating, kids can come and check it out. And there's the hot air balloons launching from Friendship Park, and that's always a spectacle. And I remember last year when I shot this, I interviewed the couple that was getting into the basket, and I said, so where are you guys going? And they said, we have no idea. you go where the wind carries you, and wherever you land, you land. And I just saw some video or a photo recently of a hot air balloon that landed in somebody's yard for some reason.
Yeah, I think that was either in or near my subdivision, because the Jubilee weekend, there were several hot air balloons right over my neighborhood. So
it's really something to see. And boy, I don't know if I'd have the guts to go up inside a hot air balloon. I don't know.
I'm a little bit afraid of heights, so I'm not sure.
I mean, if I had the camera with me, it would be tough to turn it down, but I'd be a nervous wreck. So, so those are some of the events that are coming up. Lots of stuff going on. We have more events we're going to be talking about later in the show. So all sorts of stuff going on.
Lots to do.
Yeah. So a fun event that happened a couple of weeks ago up in Livonia was Astronomicon, and it's similar to the Motor City Comic Con, but just a smaller scale. And they have vendors that sell comics and toys and collectibles and all sorts of stuff. But the thing that I really look forward to are the celebrities that come out.
Yeah.
And for the second time this year, they had a lot of cast members from the Kevin Smith movies. Have you seen any of those, the Clerks movies, Jay and Silent Bob and all that?
Jay and Silent Bob, yes.
Yeah, so they were out earlier this year, back in March, but there was a nasty snowstorm that forced canceled flights and everything. So several of the cast members weren't able to make it back in March. So they invited them all back, and they did what they called Astronomicon 6.5 and invited some of the cast members back. And Kevin Smith, whose flight was canceled back in March, he was able to make it this time around, and a bunch of the other cast members. So I was able to go around and interview some of the people that were there. One of the fun interviews that I did was Jay of Jay and Silent Bob fame, and he's always a riot, just makes me laugh. And so here's a look at the interview we did with Jason Mewes of Jay and Silent Bob. Jay, you are a golden god here. People love you. What's it like coming out here meeting with your family?
It's awesome being here. It's great. I've been doing a bunch of these, years now. I started doing these, I feel like 95 is our first one. Kevin and I did right around Mallrats. I remember we went to San Diego Comic-Con, and it was humongous, and it was crazy. But anyway, we've been doing them forever, and it's awesome. Every time, it's like we get to meet people nonstop. There's been here at Detroit, we were just here a few months back. There's a bunch of repeat people, and it's like, I recognize them, and it's a good thing. It's a cool thing.
What do you say these movies have meant to you? Is it fair to say that they may have saved your life? What do these movies mean to you?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It's like that's a big statement. It's a hard statement to make because again, it's like I talk about it all the time. Not all the time. Kevin and I have spoken about it though. Like, it's interesting to think like if he didn't make that movie, and we didn't do Clerks, what would have I been doing? Because I was after the movie I was roofing. After Mallrats I was roofing, delivering pizza. I would wonder by now I would hope I would own a business, a roofing business or something, or I could have went down the wrong path like I did anyway and didn't have any reason to get off of things. But the movies mean a bunch to me. It's got me the opportunity to meet many people, travel the world. Like, again, I had never been out of Jersey. Before we did the movie, I had been, I think, so I lived in Jersey. I went to New York a couple times, and I had been to Florida once. Besides that, nowhere else in the world. And now I've been all over the U.S. I would imagine I've been to almost every state, I think, almost. And I've been to London a couple times, and we've been to Australia a few times for the reboot. Our Jay and Bob Get Old tour and all that stuff. Yeah. So the podcast, the movies, it's gotten us to travel all over. So it's been awesome.
First time, this is the last question. First time you and I met, L.A., Brahman's Chinese Theater. You put your friggin' hands and feet in the cement. How surreal was that for you?
Very surreal. It still is. We just actually went to the Flash premiere, Kevin and I, and it was there. And we got to see him, and again, it's amazing because you look at all the people who have their handprints in there, and they're like legends. But also, there's a premiere at the theater, and people are walking over, all the people in the cast are walking right past our handprints. But it's very surreal because I would never have thought that. It's like you grow up and you see movies, and people hear about the stars and the handprints, and I don't know, it's still surreal today to know that we have our handprints in there and stuff. And what's great, it's cool, interesting, is it's not even Jason Mewes, Kevin Smith, it's Jay and Silent Bob's handprints are in there technically. So it's pretty awesome. So it's been beautiful.
All right, so that was a lot of fun hanging out with celebs rubbing elbows. I get a kick out of that. So,
yes. Those are fun.
We did more interviews from that. You can find the videos on YouTube or airing right here on ON TV. Joining us now is President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, Joyce Donaldson. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. So excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
You have so much to talk about. I hope we can squeeze it all in.
We do. We're gearing up for fall.
Yeah. Don't talk about fall yet. We were just saying how quickly summer is going by. But let's focus on some of the things that are coming up real soon. Less than a week away is the big golf outing, and it sounds like it's going to be a really big deal this year. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's super fun. I'm just really excited. We have almost 200 businesses that have participated in some way or another. So we have 100 golfers, which is sold out. That's the most golfers we've ever had. So we sold out at 100, and we sold out all of our sponsorships. Who does that? And you can see here that you are a sponsor closest to the pen, and we're so excited to have you and all of your team join us that day to help film and kind of promote the community. So we're super excited. We have 37 raffle baskets that we'll be raffling away. We have all kinds of great prizes and contests. And new this year, I just have to say, is Best Dressed Women and Best Dressed Men. So I'm excited about that. We also new this year is we have a big trophy. So the winning team will get their name on the perpetual trophy. So I can't wait to see the winning team kissing that trophy. So I'm really excited about that. I think with the Wimbledon just on, I was so in the mood. Yeah. You know, that picture that they always take. And so I wanted that picture for this chamber as well. So we have a lot of new things this year. And I'm just forever energized by all the enthusiasm and all of the participation from all of the members. They're just coming out of the woodwork. They want to donate to the swag bags or donate to the raffle, golf, sponsor. So I'm eternally grateful.
That's fantastic. That's great. So how does it work? Are there foursomes? Is it going to
It's a 4-person scramble. Okay. So we are selling like survivor kits that might help those folks along, as well as skins that could help, you know, lower the score for the winning team. But, you know, for the most part, I think we have golfers that are just enthusiastic about coming out and spending the day with similar-minded folks. Okay. And hopefully they won't take it too seriously.
I don't know. I know some of those guys. We'll see. Does this act as a fundraiser for the chamber? How does the chamber benefit from the golf outing?
Absolutely. So this is actually our largest fundraiser of the year. So the net profit will help keep the lights on, as I say, you know, help us continue to do the beneficial and relevant programming that we have for our members and for the community. One of the new things that we're also doing this fall is our new State of the Community, in which we have Supervisor Chris Barnett coming out to give an update on the township. We have Village President Jerry Narsh coming out to give an update on the village, and we have Sheriff Bouchard coming out to give an update on the county. So that also is something new that we are going to be working on, and that is in October. So take a look at that.
So you said that's something you want to offer more often throughout the year is these legislative updates and state of the community sort of a thing. That sounds great.
Yeah, so for Chambers of Commerce, it is one of our key goals that we work to achieve. There is really no other community organization that usually does this. And so it is the Chambers. I feel it's my responsibility to provide access and information for our local, regional, state, and federal leaders. So this year, right, I just introduced the Good Morning Legislative Breakfast, in which we had Senator
representing Michigan.
Yes, U.S. Congresswoman Debbie Stabenow. So that was really successful. That also was sold out. So it tells me, you know, that the community is wanting this, or my members are wanting this accessibility. So that was a huge, hugely popular. And then our State of the Community, and then as well as just providing the accessibility, like I said, especially to local and regional leaders on a regular basis. So my goal is to do that at least 4 times a year. And I think this year I'll be doing it like 5 to 6 times. Yeah. So I think I've achieved my goal.
Yeah, that communication is so important. Yeah. Now, we mentioned a little while ago that the Big Rig Gig is coming up in a couple of weeks, and the Chamber is going to have a presence there. Talk about what you're going to be offering at Big Rig Gig.
Great. Well, thank you. So it just seemed logical when I came here that the Chamber held a food truck festival, and the Orion Parks and Rec had a big rig gig, and they needed food, we needed people. So with a built-in audience of 4,000 to 5,000 people, I said, let's do the food truck festival at the big rig gig. And Parks and Rec was like, yes, let's do it. So they did limit me to like 10 food trucks. I immediately got 10 food trucks and have a long waiting list of more food trucks that want to join in on the fun. So they pay a fee, and the fee is paid to the chamber for the food truck festival, and they come in, we make sure that they have all of their licenses, insurances, and all that, and then they'll come in and they'll be able to service the 4,000 to 5,000 people that are there at the big rig gig. So families, right? Yeah. So I have everything from like lobster food trucks to taco food trucks to tea to bundt cakes to funnel cakes, a lot of the traditionals, but some unusual ones as well. We also have a really cool vegan lady, vegan food truck that's coming. So with the lobster one, it just cracks me up because I'm like, who at a food truck, or who at the big rig gig, like it's families, do kids really eat lobster? But
they do.
Yeah. So as soon as I put that out there, I had 10 food trucks just like that.
That's great.
And still have a wait list.
Yeah, this could be shaping up to be the biggest big rig gig.
It could be. I was going to say that this was always a popular event, the big rig gig, when my kids were younger, and they've kind of, they're in college, high school. It's not quite so much, but you add food trucks and that changes everything. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Another thing that seems to have a really heavy presence lately with the chamber are the programs and services geared toward women, and you have this OWLS group, Orion Women Leaders. Talk about that event that's coming up.
Yeah, so we actually just had one a couple of weeks ago as well. We had a yoga class. We're calling them Friday Night Fun Nights. Every woman, especially with children, you're working, you need a fun night out. And so our Orion Women Leaders Steering Committee early on in the year, we decided we're going to do 6 events. So we're doing 3 eye-opener coffees. We did one last week, and it was packed at Tim Hortons, which was great. And we did allow men into that one as well. And then coming up, we have a pottery class that we're doing at the Orion Art Center. So that'll be really fun. And then I think closer to the holidays, we're doing like a soap making class. So 3 Friday Fun Days, 3 morning eye-opener coffees, and that's with the Orion Women Leaders. So we have a really strong group, and they also assist with the Women in Business Conference that we had on International Women's Day this past March 8th.
Oh, that looked really well attended too. That was fantastic.
Sold out as well. So I know that, I'm still new here. I've been here 8 months, but I can see that the new programming that I'm bringing is kind of really well received. And again, I come with an arsenal. I've been in the business for 20 years. And so I come with a toolbox with proven programs. And so I'm just introducing them. If they work, they work. And if they don't, we'll cut them.
But you've been bringing in some great speakers too, and I'm sure that's a big draw.
Yeah, and we're really excited also about our back to school educational workshops this fall. So in September, I'm bringing right here to the Orion Center. We'll have the SBA 101 is the name of the class, and they'll be here at the Orion Center for a breakfast. And then in addition to that, we have a minority-owned business consultant not a consultant, it's a federal organization that will be coming out to talk about ethnic minority businesses and all the resources, funding, etc., that are available to them, as well as women-owned businesses. And then in October, our series will feature ONTV on a marketing and media workshop. So we're excited about that as well. So again, education is a big part of the Chamber's mission.
Yeah, I love the relationship that ONTV has with the Chamber. And just this past Friday, we were out in the community, and there was a big ribbon cutting at Spencer Ogden Attorneys at Law in downtown Lake Orion. And it's kind of interesting. They were telling us a story how in January they spotted that beautiful home on Shadbolt was up for sale, which I assume is zoned business or commercial. They made an offer, moved in, did some renovations, opened their doors in May, and then we had a big ribbon cutting this past Friday, and it was just really great to see the turnout and the food.
It was unbelievable.
Fun. Yeah, and that's just one of many ribbon cutting ceremonies that the community enjoys throughout the year. Talk about that and the perks of membership of being part of the Chamber.
Well, thank you for asking that. So, membership in the chamber just provides you with a lot of resources, right? Communication resources, access to the leadership of the community, like I said, but also this community in particular. I want to say you join the chamber, and it's like my ambassadors and my groups, they just wrap their arms right around these businesses and help them navigate, especially when they're new. Right? They need some mentorship, and they need to know what to expect next. And, maybe I need a plumber, maybe I need, a CPA. We are just there to help every step along the way to make those businesses not only just open their doors and get their doors open and open their doors, but to remain open to service the community. And so a ribbon cutting is just such a great marketing opportunity, and it costs them nothing other than the membership.
Right.
And so, between ONTV, which is a huge perk to have you all come out and film that, we invite all of our legislators from, again, local, state, regional, and federal, and many times they will come out, present them with a certificate of recognition, as well as the chamber does that, the township does that. And so then they have a whole wall filled with certificates of recognition, and it makes them look super legitimate. And they can feel the love from the community, but also our chamber board members are certain to come out, as well as our ambassadors and of course staff and you all. Mm-hmm. So the feedback that we get is just phenomenal. They feel so warmly welcomed and part of the community, because sometimes they're not. They're coming from a different location. Yeah. And for them to instantly have credibility and have this base of people that they can call on when they need to, it's a win-win.
Yeah, it's really great to see other business owners coming out to support that new business. And I'm sure there's some networking going
Absolutely.
on, there might be, like you said, maybe a local plumber attends and they go, hey, I need some plumbing done. So it's a really great opportunity. And I go out, I cover these, I shoot video, and it becomes sort of routine because we do so many of these throughout the year, and I crank them out pretty quickly, And what I don't realize is, even though I do a lot of these, for each business owner, it's their first time being a part of that and seeing that, and I get feedback saying, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, but it's so easy for me to do.
And it's easy for the chamber too. We have our list, we send it out, and they get numerous email blasts out to our email list is, over 2,000 people. So even if they aren't there in attendance, they know that this new business has come in. So it's super exciting. And again, the chamber is all about, welcoming new businesses, but also helping the businesses that exist sustain and be able to be profitable.
Yeah. And these ribbon cutting ceremonies that we have, they're not just for new businesses. You celebrate anniversaries
Absolutely.
And milestones or renovations or expansions. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And again, that is a, complimentary service that all chambers across the nation, offer. And it's just one of the many benefits. And it's one of our favorite things to do. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, get out of the office on a beautiful summer day.
Right, exactly. And everybody's always in such a good mood because, it's a celebration. And, and it also gives us an opportunity to meet these business owners, not only them, but usually their families, their colleagues, their friends, because we encourage them to invite their support system. So it's fun. I mean, at Espresso Ogden, we saw the dog, the mascot, was there in front and center in the pictures. And generally, a lot of times if it's a young business, they'll have their family members. And I always tell them, make sure you thank your husband, your wife, your family, your parents, whomever helped make this special day happen.
That's awesome. So if there's a business out there seeing this and they're like, that sounds like a lot of fun, how do they go about becoming a member of the chamber?
Really, it's Joyce and Jillian. So all you have to do is just call the chamber office, ask for Joyce or Jillian, or you can shoot us an email, Joyce at Orion Area Chamber, Jillian at Orion Chamber. We can put that at the bottom of the screen, and you can just call us. And you can also, our application is online. So a lot of times we'll come in on Monday morning and we'll have like 3 new members because they've had the time to do it over the weekend. Yeah. And I just want to say, look for even more really great things happening. not only this fall, but I mean, we're already booking into next year right now. But we have, we do our small business walks now 3 times a year where we go into, 100 businesses at a time on a Friday or a Thursday and say, hey, thank you so much for just keeping your doors open. And we give them a treat, whether it's Hershey Kisses at Valentine's Day to celebrate Valentine's Day, or, at Christmas we do a holiday cookies. And then when we just did our legislative walk-in downtown, we did beautiful chocolates. So, and again, there's no agenda there. It's just like, thank you so much for taking the time to make your business successful and keeping your doors open, servicing our Orion area community.
One thing I did want to ask you before we wind up this segment, you usually celebrate the end of the year with the Chamber Impact Awards. When are you going to start taking nominations for people who've had an impact on the community?
Yeah, we're super excited about that. We'll be having it once again at the beginning of December. I'm hoping to maybe bring a few new awards this year. Ooh. But do look for those application forms to be coming out probably early fall. We are kind of looking at them, reevaluating, and also I'm hopeful to add a few more awards because everybody deserves an award for just being in business.
That's right. I'm looking forward to it. Joyce, thank you so much for joining us. You've really been a shot in the arm for the Chamber. So many fun events and things that I look forward to attending, and I'm sure as your members do. So keep up the great work over there.
Definitely. Thank you. And do check out our website. We add new events on a weekly basis. So there's a lot more than what we spoke about here. So we look forward to seeing you.
Yeah. Now, earlier you mentioned U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow was in town to do a presentation to local businesses. We have a little snippet from her presentation when she was here. When was it? About a month or so ago?
It was on the 19th of June.
Yeah. So she is not going to run for re-election. So this is sort of her farewell tour. So let's take a look at that clip now.
Good morning. When I first said hello to Joyce this morning, she said, I left 15 years ago. You were here and you're still here for another year and a half. So, but I'm always going to be in Michigan. I'm a Michigander through and through. And it's really special to be with you today. And Wayne, and to the board, thank you for all of your great leadership, and it's wonderful working with Chris Barnett. I didn't realize your brother was the mayor. I mean, geez, it runs in the family. That's great. You don't talk about that? Yeah. But I have to tell you, you may not be aware, but actually this community is very special to me. My son, my daughter-in-law live literally just down the road, and I'm in and out of the community all the time. I have 2 grandchildren that are in Lake Orion schools. I don't know if anyone is here with the schools today. Anybody here? I just want to say thank you. I have gone to concerts. I have one grandchild in the band, the starting marching band as a freshman this year, and my other grandchild is a junior. But I've been to concerts and plays and events and Halloween programs in and out of the community all the time. And I have to say, and during COVID spoke online to a number of different classes, but I'm so grateful for the education leadership in this community. I mean, it's really special, and I see it up close in a different way other than just an elected official. So add that to your list, Chris, because there's a lot to be proud of, certainly in jobs and economic development, but in terms of quality of life, commitment, education, that every single teacher that I've come in contact with just has been wonderful. So very, very grateful for that. And I also have to tell you, I drive a Chevy Bolt made right over here. So, and right now I love it, by the way. I haven't been to a gas station in a year. I love it. And but I've mainly been keeping it in DC, and people are always saying to me, that is such a cool looking car. What kind of car is that? And I say, Chevy Bolt, made in Orion, Lake Orion, Michigan. And I say it over and over again, yes. And I want to talk about this because what's happening on manufacturing is really a manufacturing renaissance going on right now, and Michigan is very much in the lead on that. It's very exciting to see. But I also have to say, it is summer in Michigan. It is beautiful. I've been to the parks, Chris, and when we talk about the lake or enjoying the free concert at Wildwood, I mean, it's really great to see what's happening there. And all the trails and the fitness parks and everything. And I understand you've got an 8th annual golf outing coming up here pretty soon, so that's all good. But this is just a beautiful part of our state, and really a beautiful part of in terms of quality of life and as well as economic development. So, and I'm very much impressed with the strength of the business community and your support for small businesses, as well as we want the plants, but half our jobs come from small business, which is absolutely critical as well. And it's been a tough time. I don't need to tell you the last number of years. I mean, who would have thought, we get to be the lucky ones to live through a worldwide pandemic and everything that happened with that. But you have survived. And now it's turning the corner and really beginning to thrive, which is really exciting for us. We know that we had supply chain breakdowns during the pandemic that we're having to put back together, and there's tons of work that's going on successfully, bringing that back. Price has gone up as a result of that, inflation beginning to come down. Not where we want it, but it's moving in the right direction right now. Qualified workers, I know, is at the top of the list. I hear everywhere, workers and housing and childcare that relates to workers. And so those are the kinds of things that I hear now everywhere. And the pandemic and the war in Ukraine and the recent bank struggles have created a lot of uncertainty as well. So we've got, it's an interesting time because on the one hand, if you look at the underlying numbers, in terms of the economy, they're very strong, but we've been through so much. I think folks are nervous and not sure about trusting it, even though it's, the numbers keep going in the right direction. 13 million jobs have been created in less than 2.5 years. That's the best in 50 years in our country. 13 million jobs, 800,000 in manufacturing.
So that was a really nice event here in Orion Township. And what's interesting, Senator Stabenow is a Democrat, and Lake Orion is predominantly Republican, And so I was a little concerned. I'm like, I hope everybody's cordial. I hope everybody gets along. And it was such a nice, pleasant event. And you realize that no matter what side of the aisle you cheer on or root for, we're all working toward the same thing. We all have the same goals and objectives. And so it was a really nice event. It was really nice to see everyone getting along for a change.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of
in that respect. Yeah. Politics,
right.
Yes.
Yeah. So so that was a great event. And thanks to Senator Stabenow for coming out to Orion Township for that. We were talking about there's no shortage of music and stuff here in the community. Well, the Wildwood concerts over at the Wildwood Amphitheater, they've been going on for a little while. Well, now in downtown Lake Orion, their concert season has just started. Now, if the rain threatens, normally those concerts are held in the gazebo in Children's Park. But if the weather threatens, they have a quick backup plan where they just sort of relocate everybody to the 21st Street, which is a beautiful, beautiful event.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what might happen in this particular concert, if I'm thinking of the right one. But Alicia Michelli kicked off the Lake Orion Live concert series in downtown Lake Orion. And so here's a performance from Alicia Michelli.
When the night has come and the land is dark, And the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand on. Stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon so crumble and fall, and the mountains so crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Then all these beautiful girls, they only wanna do you dirt. They're having suicidal when they say it's over. All these beautiful girls, they only wanna do you dirt. They're having suicidal when they say it's over. I'm either really sorry about this last one, or you're welcome. I was like, baby, 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 no, like baby, 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 no, like baby, 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 no. I thought you'd always be mine. No, I said, baby, 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 no, like baby, 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 no, like baby, 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 no. I thought you'd always be mine, mine.
So that's Alicia Maselli. She kicked off the LO Live concert series. Now, as you can see in that clip, she was in the gazebo, even though it looked a little different. I think they may have removed some greenery behind her, because I don't remember seeing the parking lot from the gazebo.
Right.
So
We were a little thrown
I
off.
think they did some work back there. Then the second concert of the season, the rain moved it indoors to 20 Street. But you can find all of the concerts, whether it's Lake Orion Live or the Wildwood concerts, on our YouTube channel, Orion ONTV, and also airing on local cable TV. There's the information right there. So you can find all that stuff to watch on demand. I don't know if you've ever done this, but if you have a smart TV at home that has internet access, you can either go to our YouTube channel or you can go to our website and watch our programming on demand. And there have been times where, just out of curiosity, I'm sitting at home, I'll bring it up on my widescreen TV, and a little tear will roll down my cheek because it looks so beautiful. It's in HD. It actually, I don't know if I should say this, but it actually looks nicer than watching it on cable TV. When you watch that HD video.
That clear, crisp video come through. Yeah.
That's right. So be sure to check us out on our website, orionontv.org, or go to our YouTube channel. Next up, not too long ago, probably a month or two ago, or actually, you know what, maybe it was a little longer than that, we had representatives of the North Oakland Community Coalition come into our office, and they asked if we would go on camera and say the numbers 988. And we said, yeah, sure, we'll do that. And they gave us little cards, and we did it. And then they went to the township offices, and they went to the high school and all that stuff. And they got video of all these people saying 988. And then they gave us all the video and said, do something with it. And so we finally did. We sat down, and basically what 988 is, it's similar to 911, where if you're having a mental breakdown and you're contemplating suicide, don't hesitate to pick up your phone and call 988. Talk to a professional on the other line who will talk to you about resources and alternatives. And so we have the okay to premiere this new 988 video that we want to get the word out. So please take a look at this now and remember it.
988.
Are you or someone you know having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance abuse crisis? 988 connects you to compassionate, confidential support for free.
988.
988 is the new 3-digit dialing code for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. For years, the Lifeline, formerly known as the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, has answered tens of millions of calls and helped people overcome mental health-related distress. 988 is the same trusted resource. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and get you additional help if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone in crisis. Just call, text, or chat 988.
988.
Knowing how to identify signs of crisis in others and help connect them to resources like the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is an important way to prevent suicide in Lake Orion. For information about free suicide prevention trainings offered in our community, please visit the North Oakland Community Coalition at noccmi.org.
988.
So there you have it. North Oakland Community Coalition doing great things in the community. We're so proud here at ONTV to be part of that and help spread the word on this new resource. You know that it's an ongoing problem here in this community, especially with young people, and we want to make sure that they know that there's help out there. And
you're not alone.
Yep.
You're not alone. Pick
Exactly.
up the phone, 988.
Yeah, easy to remember. So it's there for you. There's one concern that the NOCC has is kids are saying if you call that number, they're going to come get you. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. They're there to offer resources. They're there to talk you through this, to let you know that things aren't as bad as you might think they are. So
Right.
It's a valuable tool and a nice resource here in the community where that's been a problem here in this community for a long time. So yeah,
we
use
hope,
it.
we
remember it.
hope you use it.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
And share it with others.
Yeah, please do. If you know someone that's struggling, let them know about this resource, and we're going to promote the heck out of this thing. We're going to make sure it's all over the place.
Even if you don't know somebody who's struggling currently, you can post it on your social media and just put, get the awareness out there.
Exactly.
So.
Yep. So great job, NOCC, doing good things. We're going to sort of wind things down a little bit. Our intern Bethany put together a new quick hits to let you know what's happening in the community the next couple of weeks.
Hi, and welcome back to ONTV Quick Hit. On Wednesday, the Orion Parks and Recreation are hosting a summer break car bingo. This event will take place in the Orion Center parking lot from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Numbers will be called over the radio, and if you get a bingo, you honk your horn and come up to the main entrance to claim your prize. All ages are welcome for this event. Wednesday's fun continues with the LO Live concerts in downtown Lake Orion beginning at 6:30. Chloe Kimes will be performing this week at the Gazebo in Children's Park. Bring your lawn chairs and the whole family for an evening of music and fun. The Wint Nature Center will be hosting a Nature Painters on Saturday morning from 10 to 11:30. Kids and those young at heart can look closely at nature and then try different techniques to paint what they see. Discussion topics include blending, mixing colors, and symmetry. The cost is $5 per person. Pre-registration is required by calling 248-858-0916. Add some color in your life on Saturday at the library's Color Run. This fun run activity will take place in the Reading Garden at 11 o'clock. Wear a white outfit and trek a few times around the library to get doused with color, creating a wearable masterpiece. For more information, you can visit orionlibrary.org. Mark your calendar for the GMC Kids and Cops Charity Car Cruise. The car show will take place on Saturday, July 29th in downtown Lake Orion from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. All proceeds go to support the Lake Orion Police Department's Shop with a Hero program. Now let's take a look at this week's weather. Wednesday, we're looking at mostly sunny skies with a high of 82 and a low of 64. Thursday, you can expect evening storms with a high of 81 and a low of 61. Starting at the weekend on Friday, we have partly cloudy skies with a high of 76 and a low of 58. Saturday, we're looking at mostly sunny skies with a high of 78 and a low of 60. Finishing off the weekend on Sunday, we'll have partly cloudy skies with a high of 80 and a low of 63. That's it for this week's Quick Hit. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again next time.
So lots of stuff coming up. You may have noticed on the 29th, the Kids and Cop Car Show in downtown Lake Orion. That's one of my favorite events of the year. They close down the streets of downtown Lake Orion, and there are classic cars as far as the eye can see. There's a pancake breakfast that you can enjoy. And it's just a great day, weather permitting, where you can just hang out and shop and see cool cars and enjoy the restaurants and food of downtown Lake Orion. It's something I look forward to every year.
I do
and
as well.
The proceeds of that, well, it's organized by Gowling Buick GMC, who does car shows throughout the year. And each one of their car shows benefits a nonprofit organization. And the Kids and Cops Cruise benefits the Lake Orion Police Department's efforts in the village and in the community. Not only do they do Shop with a Hero come Christmas time, where they take kids shopping and help them buy gifts with like a $100 gift card, but they also have a relationship with Blanche Sims Elementary School, where they go into the school and play games and get pizza and all sorts of stuff. So the proceeds raised at Kids and Cop go toward those programs, and it's really great to see. You said you live right in the village.
I do.
Have you wandered the Kids and Cop cruise?
Yes, annually. Anytime that there's an event downtown, especially when they shut down the streets, I love it. It's just, there's just always such a great vibe in the downtown. And so, I always take the opportunity to walk down and participate. So, and who doesn't love pancakes? So.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. I really look forward to that event. You mentioned pickleball. You've been playing that a lot lately. Where do you play?
I have. So a number of places. Well, we have some brand new courts here in Orion Township at Friendship Park, which are great. So I play there. I also play up at Seymour Lake Park in Oxford. There's a nice group of people that I play with there as well. So it's the fastest growing sport. It's a lot of fun. I mean, and it's relatively easy to just start playing. You just need a paddle and some wiffle balls, and you can get out there.
You know what's wild? I think I was at BW3's grabbing some food and looked up at the TV monitors, and now there's professional pickleball on TV.
Yeah, there is. And I don't know. I definitely am not ready for that yet. I've only been playing for about a year and a half now. So, but I mean, everybody thinks like, oh, it's for, older people. But while there are some older people that play, don't let that fool you. There is a lot of skill involved, and stamina and cardio as well. So it really is a fun game, and I mean, you can really, I burn a lot of calories when I play. So.
Now, I thought it was sort of a new phenomenon like cornhole, but somebody told me that it's been around for decades. I was not aware of that.
It's been around for a while, but it just recently started to become more popular. I don't know what the reason for that is, but I mean, it's a lot, I think, easier to play than tennis. I mean, because the court is a little bit smaller and, the paddle is lighter, so you can play longer, and it's fun.
Is the ball like solid, or is it like a racquetball?
It's a wiffle ball. It's like it's about this size, but it's a wiffle ball, so it has the holes in it, and there's different balls for indoor play and outdoor play. So the outdoor balls have a little more surface. The holes are a little bit smaller, and the indoor balls, the holes are a little bit larger on the wiffle ball. But and then the paddles, there's so many different types. The group that I play with, sometimes they'll bring in a professional who has all types of different paddles, and you can try them out. Like the weight is different on them. They have different purposes. Some you can put a better spin on. Others, it's you know, if you want to have a stronger shot. So there's a lot more to it, but you can keep it simple too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, you mentioned pickleball courts over at Friendship Park. We may have mentioned this on the show in the past, but over at Civic Center Park, they have that new Ninja Warrior course. Have you seen that yet?
Yeah, just the video from here, I saw it. But I was telling one of my kids about it, and they're like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "I might go watch you do it. I'm not sure I could, use another broken ankle, but."
If you get over there, shoot video. I gotta see.
All right,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it looks like a lot of fun. I just don't know if I'm ready for a Ninja Warrior course.
I got a long ways to go on that. I think that pretty much wraps up the show today. Anything else you want to talk about? You're still doing your podcast here at ONTV?
I am. I'm taking a little bit of a summer hiatus. The last one I had was the end of June, and I had Brian Burney on talking about Lake Orion's American Summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to take a little bit of a break, enjoying summer with my kids being home, and we'll pick back up with full programming come fall. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your summer. And
thank you.
That same goes for all you viewers out there, and we'll see you again in a couple of weeks on Orion Today. See you later.